also aware that a mass material has been exchanged on this application, but two material considerations remain unresolved. Now, both of these issues were raised by GBA in the last week. The first issue is that Section 36 permission restricts the use of the power station to fuel derived from domestic waste. The question which has been raised by GBA is, does this restrict the use of the site to effectively municipal waste or waste derived mainly from households? INEOS have stated that in their view it means simply that there's a restriction that the waste must be derived within the UK. In ordinary English, of course, the word domestic can mean either of these things depending on context. Now, what the Council's officers have done is contact the Department for Energy and Climate Change, DEC, to try to resolve the issue, since, of course, the use of the word is their word. As yet, no definitive statement has been received, but to be fair to DEC, they've only had approximately 48 working hours to look at this. All they've managed to do so far is to give an interim report which contains the following. However, having reviewed the documentation briefly, I can offer the following thoughts, and various thoughts are given, but this is hardly a definitive statement. The second issue is that late this morning, GBA sent to the Council a Council's opinion, which had been promised the week before, but which was only available to them, they said, over the weekend, and which was received by the Council late this morning. That Council's opinion relates to the ability of the Council to determine the application at all, an issue which had been raised by GBA in the past in a fairly sort of oblique way, and had been rejected in the past in favour of the INEOS interpretation. What they've done now is got a leading council to give a detailed reason as to why they think that the council can't take this into account, determine the application. INEOS, of course, are entitled to receive that, and they've only been forwarded with a copy of that, presumably mid-afternoon, sometime this afternoon. What we can say is that the issues raised there have not been resolved. So, as of this evening, the committee is not in a position to determine the application, and the matter should be further deferred pending resolution of these issues. This is not really for debate insofar as there is no other legal option. It would be a waste of time to invite speakers on this because the whole proceedings would have to take place again. It has to be said that the issues have been raised by the objectors and came in response to the additional information which the committee itself asked INEOS to provide, which information has already been made known to the committee. So, Chairman, it's really a fait accompli at this stage. The committee must make decisions when it has all of the facts available to it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. I will open it to members for any questions or comments. Councillor Hoskins.
The other question is, when we're likely to meet again to discuss it?
There's a short answer to that, Chairman, when the issues are resolved. Don't forget that a fundamental point was raised only this afternoon. It will need to be analysed. We'll need further consultation with the department, and it will take as long as it takes. We will, of course, try to make sure that it is as quick as possible.
Anybody else, members? No? Okay. We'll have to defer that item because of legal reasons. I'm really sorry for the people who've come tonight, but there's nothing else we can do. So we will let you know. We will let you know when it comes.
Disgraceful.